Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 New Orders America. Let us continue on from where we last left off. So, we are currently negotiating with the Japanese in order to get back Los Angeles and San Francisco. Get the treaty ports back. Now, I am not too sure where Hawaii is going to come into this. Because I want Hawaii. Japan's invested 25. Japan is currently in the lead. End to the embargo. Japanese representatives have laid down their terms to restart trade between our respective spheres of influence. They have suggested a mutual end to the embargo, with no conditions on trade to follow. Our negotiators are asking what our response should be. Our industry advisors are asking us to accept immediately access to the vast markets in Japan, China, and India, and of raw materials from the rest of the sphere is too big of a prize to risk by adding clauses and conditions to the treaty. Some of the more hawkish negotiators, however, suggest that we should push for more. They say the condition of the trade in the sphere is set up to favor Japan, and we should ensure a deal that puts us on a more equal footing. To accomplish this, they suggest we attach clauses of mutual tariff reductions to the treaty, applied in the areas most beneficial to us, of course. I will push for more favorable terms. We now have the lead. So I'm assuming they maybe said yes. I don't know when we will know exactly. But negative 25. We're in the lead. We're doing what we need to do. I have so much political power too. Like I can do a lot of stuff. Like I am more than ready. And again, here we have 51 votes. 5, 38, 51. So presumably, if we only need 50, we'll be happy. As long as we have a majority. And not the 60 that some people have said that we need. Smiles all around. It appears that the end is in sight for the trade embargo between the world's greatest economies. The negotiations from the ongoing summit between Japan and the United States have made an announcement this morning that the deal will resume trade between their countries and has been agreed in principle to be signed later today. On both sides of the Pacific, great hopes are being placed on the economic benefits of the deal. The businesses are scrambling to take advantage of the new goods and markets on offer. It seems the world is one step closer to thawing in relations between the United States and Japan. Okay, so Japan is currently in the lead. I want Hawaii. I want Hawaii. It is time to move on to the third and last issue, the treaty ports. It is obvious to everyone that no real rapprochement between our nations is possible while the Japanese occupy parts of the American mainland, with all the threats that apply. And the Japanese have indicated their willingness to return the ports. The specifics of the transfer have been left to the end of negotiations, and this will be the last clause up for discussion. We have a few options for how to position ourselves to approach these final negotiations. Our advisors fear that a straightforward transfer will be perceived in Japan as a loss of face, and that politics of that perception might jeopardize negotiations. To avoid this, they say we should offer to demilitarize the ports upon transfer. By doing this, we will ensure the Japanese have something they can point to as getting in return, enabling them to transfer the ports without appearing weak. Others in the administration counsel a tougher approach. The goal of the whole summit, they say, is to turn a page in our relations with Japan, and that can only be accomplished if they agree not only to port transfer, but to demilitarize Hawaii. With the Hawaiian missile crisis in all too recent memory, they claim that asymmetry and mutual threats will soon cause a rise in tensions back to the previous level as long as the Japanese garrison on the island chain. Our more hawkish council suggests that we demand the demilitarization of Hawaii without offering to demilitarize the ports in return. According to them, it's the only solution the man on the street will accept, and that's the only way to prevent further resentment from souring relations. Minus 25, minus 50. Unilateral demilitarization, small price to pay for the ports. Or free ports and demilitarized islands to secure relations. Must demilitarize Hawaii. You know what? Let's take the middle-of-the-road approach here. We'll see what Japan says. I'm fine demilitarizing our ports if you demilitarize Hawaii. I think that seems fair. I mean, here's the thing. I still want Hawaii. You know, that can maybe be discussed at a later date. But I would really, really, really like Hawaii back into the folds. You know what I mean? Because having this, instead of being red, Yeah, Hawaii right now, they have apparently they haven't sent any senators for obvious reasons. I'm honestly kind of surprised that we don't have, like, fake senators. Like, we just, like, we don't just appoint 2 senators to be from Hawaii and be like, these 2 dudes are from Hawaii, don't worry about it. An agreement reached. After several long days and nights spent in negotiations, our delegation is delighted to inform us that they have reached a comprehensive agreement with their Japanese counterparts. They toast our success. Our bright policy experts are poring over the proposed clause, perfecting wording and ensuring consistency between the English and the Japanese translations. Soon it'll be time to sign, and not long after, we hope, we'll finally be able to have our territory back. Our chances, our success on this clause bodes well for the outcome of the whole summit. Okay, so current power pool is at 15. We are in the lead. And the Social Security Act. I think it passed. Yes? And we have 51 votes. Okay, autosave. Greatest weapon against fascism. Then a Social Security will be expanded. The world begins with you. Political power, 0.2. New consumer goods plus 15%. Honestly, it's not too bad. The world will begin with you. 35 days on this bad boy. And I've noticed the treaty points return. The announcement of a comprehensive treaty between the United States and Japan has been greeted with optimism in most of the country. Through the last week, as speeches were held and paper signs, the promise of a more peaceful future seems to at last be a reality, and a profound sigh of relief has passed through the nation. Attention has been felt by our people over 20 years has finally been loosened its grip. Today, as the treaty ports of Los Angeles and San Francisco passed back to American hands, the atmosphere shifted to one celebration. All across the country, everyday life has given way to port parties, pulling whole neighborhoods out onto the streets in celebration. The biggest crowds of all have been those in the treaty port cities themselves. In San Francisco, cheers from the gathered throngs drowned out the voice of the Japanese ambassador in his translation as the last Japanese flag was taken down and the stars and stripes hoisted in its place. Surprise was evident among the Japanese as well, as the sailors aboard the Chikuma found themselves cheering goodbye to the jubilant crowds. The scowls and jeers they had come to expect from the Americans replaced with cheery smiles and waves. Pictures from uniformed Japanese smiling and waving back to the crowds are now making their rounds on televisions on both sides of the Pacific. It truly feels like a page has turned on U.S.-Japanese relations. Replace the American malaise with a ray of hope. Effective change. More stability, more war support. Political power goes up. Power to more population. Hawaii will become demilitarized. Add significant oil concessions, which is less fuel per oil. Fuel capacity goes down. Consumer goods go up by 15%. Japan gets more fuel. The lifting of the American embargo enables Guangdong to sell their products to us. Gets the event one more proposition. We will gain a lot of support over our great victory. All the voters become more progressive in the next 16 weeks. Immediate change in partisanship will trend to be more internationalist. Become the owners of the ports. Japanese Americans' tension will be decreased by 10% for a total of 27.5%. What is tensions actually right now? Cold War tensions. Between me and Japan? Fairly reasonable, actually. Stockholm Conference made this go up. Annual decay. Reich intervention in South African War. Hitler assassination attempt. I mean, it's all far. I mean, it's going okay. Me and Japan are on fairly friendly terms. Negative 6.3 factory output. I'm guessing factory output, yeah, it goes higher as tensions grow, which I mean makes sense. And we have no new ports. Use that to build some more stuff. By the way, do they get renamed? Yeah, Port of San Francisco. And I'm guessing the Port of Los Angeles. Hey, let's go, team. And now you guys actually need more plans. We'll still have you stationed here. And now you guys, I guess, just go to the border with Canada. I don't know where else would make sense. Yeah, now you're demilitarized. We love to see it. Work with the Democrats, garner national support. I don't know when this is going to go away. Okay. I don't know when this will actually, like, disappear. One more proposition. Our success in the port treaty negotiations and the ease in which we reached an agreement has led to a markedly friendlier tone at the summit. By the way, is this still going on? Yes. Our delegation has remarked on the surprising willingness on the side of Japan to discuss territorial revision and to find a compromise in the East Pacific. Together, this provides us with an opportunity too good to pass up. With most of the treaty safely agreed upon, it's time to open discussion on one last question, the return of Hawaii. In order to get them to even consider the transfer, we must be prepared to give important concessions in return. Our advisor believed they might ask for a joint or neutral administration of the Panama Canal, extensive arms limitation concessions, or both. Regardless, it might be the price that we should be willing to pay. Securing Hawaii would be a fantastic achievement for our government and for the United States. But beyond that, it would cement this treaty as the end of an era of hostility between us and the Japanese. The last core territory still occupied by Japan, its return will mark a true end to the war in the minds of the public and help us usher a time of peace in the East Pacific. I am willing, I think, like, giving Panama up, making that a neutral zone, I think that's fairly reasonable. I wouldn't mind doing that. And depending on what military, what the military clauses are, we'll try, but we'll see. Is this just going to be here forever? Yes, we want to go for a more liberal judge, of course. And that will put us on to 4-5. Excellent. And how are you guys looking? Equal, champion of social justice, and a fervent union supporter. Excellent, excellent work. Good work, team. Happy to see it. We're still getting so much political power as well. It's kind of crazy. Round 2. Okay, well, I'm going to scroll back to the bottom. Not days after the righteous celebration in Los Angeles and San Francisco, the foreign minister returned to Washington, D.C. under President Kennedy's personal invitation. The visit's official intent was a tour around the American capital to show the goodwill capitalizing on the momentum of the now-named handover success. Unofficially, well, the old man had his suspicions. He thought them confirmed when he entered the Oval Office and saw the president's back turned, inspecting a large canvas map of Hawaii. The minister drew a sharp breath as he took his seat, steeling himself for the last conversation he ever wished to confront in his career. I trust the accommodations are to your liking, the President Kennedy asked without glancing back. The foreign minister grunted in assent. Not exactly proper decorum, but he figured the silence meant the president didn't care. Good. Leather shoes clacked out the polished linoleum as the president shuffled back to the resolute desk, pulling several folders out of his cabinet. He spread the stack across the surface like a dealer with a stack of cards. Each folder bore proposal in capital red letters across their tab. I wouldn't want to keep you from seeing the sights, so I'll keep this brief. We've come to discuss your government's we have some ideas for your government's consideration. We'll like to discuss these later during your stay. As quickly as he arrived, the minister left the office escorted by his assigned guide. When he eventually inspected the president's ideas in print form, he drawn the most unconditional retrocession of the Hawaiian Islands to its rightful government. 100 political power invested. Which is fine, baby. I got so much. I have so much political power to spend on this stuff. I wonder what the interesting directions are. That is interesting to me, because I have no idea. Japan has put 50 in this. Okay. The Eagle withdraws. The handover sparks hope that the brinkmanship had nearly ended the world will end unlike the way it began. Relations between the Japanese Empire and the United States were warmer than they ever had been in decades. So much so that the proposal to share the world's largest ocean between them were openly advanced, rather than dismissed without hesitance. As the two superpowers met again to discuss exactly that, many thought that they would see the Pacific question settled within their lifetime. Such fantasies were dispelled by American diplomats, leaving the conference disgruntled and without the promised settlement. The Eagle had long cawed for the land shorn of his dominion. It was arguably proper for Washington to demand their return. Nevertheless, the rising sun saw only impropriety and arrogance in America's actions. Had it not, after all, returned two of their rifle to the two other ports of rifle owners already? Eagle must be content with what it had won, Tokyo reproached. Lest it suffer poor Icarus's fate in its skyward climb. But did right and wrong matter when millions of those who long for peace that stayed, rather than a conflict kept frozen until it can't? Become more divided, and the summit is over. Unfortunate, but that's okay. So what are we at now? Oh no, it's still very high. We're still golden. We're still golden. So unfortunately, we are not going to get Hawaii. As a shame as that is, Social Security. You know that you've been passed, or maybe you haven't. Like you know that this is over. Okay. I don't know if you know that or not. Maybe one day you'll figure it out. Oh wait, has it not been passed yet? Bridge political fanaticism. Oh no, this is the vote. Oh, okay. I'm stupid. Gentle hand. We're not in crisis. Let's get medical. Taking this focus will prevent you from taking non-Social Security Act focuses until the Social Security has been sent through Congress. But I mean, these are still open. Like, we can still take these. I don't know what the game's talking about. But we'll continue down this. Do I need to... I need this in order to get to you. And I need all of them to finish this one up. I guess we'll just finish it up. I think that's reasonable. Again, we have so much political power as well that we are more than able to bridge the political divide. See who we can get out on this. So I guess maybe that's why we're not able to influence anybody here, is because most people are going to be influenced by the event, the focus here. That would make sense. But again, me and Japan, we're still happy with each other. I mean, kind of. -30. We claim their territory. -40. Hold our core provinces. I mean, it worked a little bit. Not like a ton, but me and Japan are on better relations. You're still friendly. South Philippines are still friendly. Again, they're not going to join the OFN, as nice as that would be. But that's okay. I also thought like maybe more of the African states would join the OFN as well, but does not seem to be the case. I don't know if they get like the opportunity at some point to do so. Again, they're OFN partners. They're partner states, but they're not actually in the faction. As a shame as that is. Again, there's not like a faction map mode, right? No. Well, not faction, like a, OFN partner and stuff like that. Okay, you're a sphere observer. Can't believe you're both Japanese, huh? Who's also pro-Japan. Which is a bit of a shame, but what can you do? Also, intelligence. What can we do with you guys? Actually, how is this war looking? Pretty stalemated, I would say. I think the Siberians are pushing, or the Central Siberian Federation is pushing it a little bit. Karelian War. Are they already dead? Yeah, so I'm not even too sure what this war is even about anymore. Where is... Yeah, you guys. 90... 98. Okay, let's provide some more money to the Far East. Organized troop drilling, war shipments, enemy intel. I mean, I'll click all the buttons that I possibly can. We still have $405 million. Ah, you know what? Let's double that. Put up to 10 million. I think that seems worthwhile. The rest of you are doing fine. That's how I would see it. I mean, I guess we could also just send... Can we actually send Lend-Lease? Is that a thing in New Order? No, it's manually disabled. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So you're getting volunteers from India, from Bukhara, and from Haiti. You're getting volunteers from nobody. Interesting that you're able to send volunteers. Usually that's not really an option, but I guess this time it is. You never worry about intelligence analysts. Because this just gives us a CIA experience, which I don't think we care about. And I'll be honest, I still don't actually really know what active agents do. But sure, let's get another one going. We can crank that back up. Analyst capacity is at 12. I mean, again, we have a 100% chance to do anything we want. No matter what it is. Which is very, very nice. Mongolian Pipeline. Union Triumphant. International Volunteers. The 8th fifth-year plan. I mean, they are maybe going to lose their capital, which is a bit of a shame. Also, you know what I can do? Oh, no. I was going to say... It says they're capitulated, but they're still here. Wait, how's that possible? Wait a second. It's the top fight. If they are capitulated, how are they still on the map? You know, TDebug, Del, all, PRM. They're supposed to be, it says they deleted 0, but it says they have 3 to 7. So I'm not 100% sure what that's all about. Anything we want to do with you. Yeah, it's got pro-American sentiments, because I think that's also like plus 40 political power. We have so much political power. My goodness. Increases security. Improves approval of the Marxist caucus. Does that do anything for us? I mean, these people are not that popular, but they should be fine. Talk with hardliners, become more divided. Campaign for civil rights. You know what? We have so many points. Let's just throw this in here anyways. We'll get that going. By the way, do we have any predictions for the next election? I don't know if those show up yet. No. I'm just kind of curious to see the Marxists or the Sovereigntists get any votes. I think that'd be very interesting to see. Very, very interesting to see. Well, we'll bridge the political divide. 100 more political power for us. Or no, negative 100 political power. And then we'll get some nationalists. I don't know how many. We'll get some. And this is the vote. And then this is going towards... You know what? Let's get you going first. Expand the Social Security Act. And then we'll vote on it. I think that makes sense for us. All 22? My goodness. Okay, excellent. But I'll say at least for right now, it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So if you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not doing, you can always thumb down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.